Okay, folks, we've got Jennifer Lopez, A.K.A. Now, this album came out a couple years ago, actually, but I think for what it is, it stands pretty firm in the field of R&B. This does things that albums, I think, should take more of a liking to. And, with this sort of thing, Jennifer Lopez is a name that has volume in lots of fields. And, she's someone that is not going to be so much. You try to get someone else to listen to her, they're not going to stick their nose up at her. That's something that you don't have to worry about that for the most part. But the only problem with it is you're going to have to be more in depth with this music because this album did not really, it's not a critical success as much as it isn't is just a good R&B album. And so that kind of draws some issues. If you look at the sales of this project, now 2 years later, we've seen where it lines up, but that's okay because the field that I see this in is from a female standpoint who happens to be a person that you're going to want to be around. I feel like Jennifer Lopez nailed this really well. So, in turn, her fan base, people that may like her, if, how much you've resonated with the rap albums I put up on this channel, this is one that, it laces up really well. So that's definitely something. I don't find albums like this, you know, all the time. I know, I've been searching for them and trying to add more of that to this channel, just some things from the female standpoint. But the main thing is just how much is interesting to male viewers or listeners. So that's kind of something. That's where I'm at. I've decided I'm going to beef that up, and so it's not something you have to, think, well, this just doesn't mesh with what I'm doing. If depending upon the rap you like, Rick Ross, T.I., Pitbull are on here. That's some extra things. So the production on this album is handled really well, and I also want to point out the singing. I need a belch. I can't get it. I want to point out the singing on this project because the melodies are they're well put together, even if there is not like an all like a single that you remember this project for. I think the closest ones to that is probably I Love You Poppy and Booty. Those are the two songs I think got the most attention, especially Booty. But it's just it feels almost like a sleeper of an album just because of the way it went. But those are a few songs, and really it sounds like contemporary R&B, so that's good. J-Lo was in her 40s when she did this, so it's not like you're listening to records that you have to listen to when you're 45 years of age. It's not something that's not really integral, but there are songs like that on here, I think. So the songs that you may not have heard but need to take a listen to, out of 10 songs, I like 6 of them. So the 6 songs that I liked were First Love, I Love You Poppy, Acting Like That, So Good, Worry No More, and Booty, of course. So these, the attention getting ones, I Love Ya, Poppy, and Booty, both of these. Now, the first one, the former, is more, that one does not have the immediate appeal, but it's catchy somehow. That's the thing about it, is it'll grow on you. But Booty is probably the biggest song on the project, and it's effective. Definitely, it's got summer hit written all over it, and there's not really a clone of that song. So I really like the singing and Worry No More. That one is the way that R&B should strive to be like this more. That sounded really, emphatic. And I feel like there were a couple other ones. Acting Like That had Iggy Azalea on here, and I think she was also on the Booty song. So both of these songs, there's just some good standpoints. It doesn't do rhythm and blues in a stale way. That's the thing. It's 10 songs, so you get this really immediate. It's only 40 minutes long, but there's just enough to have different moods. It's ideal for your car, ideal for dancing, and being careless. So these are some of the things. But there are songs on here that have more like layers to them, but that when you slow things down, it's like what direction are you going in? So the question you're going to ask yourself. So if that comes to point, it's it has it on here, but you're probably going to want to listen to a different record. So what that left me with was the score, and I'm gonna give this album a 7.5 out of 10 because I like 6 records. That's really only 4 I didn't like. I should give it a 6, but these songs were that good, and the melodies and everything on it were good that I wanted to really give it a higher score for what it was. So there are deluxe tracks on this project. There is more to this album, depending upon how far you want to go to that. The future, Jennifer Lopez has been doing other things. Like I said, Jennifer Lopez has been, in different fields. The social score, which is how well this album plays around other people, I'm going to give it a 6. Mainly because, it's really compact, and, it probably could have used just a little bit more promotion to it. It feels like something you may not remember or forgot about quickly. So obviously this is something, it's fun while it lasts, but it's more than half the album works, but I think in a lot of ways people are going to want more songs that have mainstream appeal. So that's about the only thing. So I give it a 6. It is fun. Can it be topped? I think the answer is not really, but it'd be a bonus. So that's kind of it. I give this album a 7.5 out of 10 and a 6 social. Go out and get it.